ready.
All right, good evening. My name is Kevin Groom. Your next block of instruction will be the Prusik climb. All right, this is an individual task. All right, you'll be given 5 minutes to tie the knots, and then you have unlimited time to climb. All right, so the first thing I'm going to discuss is not actually part of the actual Prusik climb, but it is necessary, and you'll be doing it beforehand, and that is the Swiss seat. All right, so to tie a Swiss seat, what you're going to do is you're going to backstack your rope. So you find the middle of your rope. You're going to take that, place it on your non-brake hand side hip. Your brake hand is typically your dominant hand. I'm left-handed. My brake hand side, left-hand brake hand, so my non-brake hand side is going to be my right side. Take the middle of the rope, put it there. Wrap one end around. Go over again, and then you will have 5 little bumps in your rope. That's how you know you did it right. Tie it nice and tight, all right? Swiss seat will be uncomfortable, all right? It's just gonna happen. Make sure you keep these separate and not crossed when you bring them down and through your legs, all right? And then you're gonna go sky to grass. Sky to grass. And then I'm also making P's and Q's on the rope that's already here. All right, and I'm going to the inside. So I'm going sky to grass on the inside, and I have P's and Q's on the back. I want these generally centered on my back pockets. All right, after that, you're gonna crouch down, pull. Crouch down, pull. Crouch down, pull. Nice and tight, all right? It's gonna be painful on your hips. You want it to be nice and tight. You want to make sure that your furniture is well arranged in there because you're gonna have all your weight on there. All right, after that, you're gonna take the brake hand side, bring it over to the non-brake hand side, and you're gonna tie a square knot. What do we do with almost every square knot in Sapper School? This is no exception, so you're going to have those overhand safeties. Don't quote me, I believe the standard is 1 minute for tying this.
90 seconds.
90 seconds, okay, got it. Take that excess, put it in your pocket. I think there's a glove. You might have gloves you put on. And then we don't have gloves, budget cuts. Then you're going to take this. The way to remember how to do this is hook it towards you. You're going over both these ropes and then wrap it around. So then it's in this orientation. All right, so this is going to be your setup when you go to this station. You're also going to have your ACH on. All right. The other material you're going to need are these 2 7mm ropes. All right. By the end of this, you're gonna be able to climb a rope that's well anchored above you using only these ropes, your Swiss seat, and your carabiner. So first, you grab one of your ropes, and you're gonna tie a middle of the rope Prusik. All right. Trick with this, you want to get the right length with this. Typically, middle of the bicep is pretty good. All right. If you have the thicker rope, the 15-foot sling rope, it could be a little bit different length. So just be cautious of that and give it a few practices. All right. So I'm not going to go into too much detail on how to tie this knot, but this does need to be free of twists. You can use the racetrack method that we talked about earlier and fold away. So I have my double figure 8. Now I go and make it into a Prusik. No more than 6 inches. Good to go. Okay? Now what you're going to do, and this is the part that gets a lot of people tricked up, you're going to tie a double figure 8. All right? And the spacing that you need to achieve is when you have that double figure 8 inside this locked carabiner, the Prusik knot is between chin and brim, ideally at your nose. If it's down here, that's a no-go. Up here, that's a no-go. So this part's it's gonna take probably the most practice figuring out where it's supposed to go. The way you tie it, very similar to a double figure eight, except instead of having the 2 ropes in your hand, you have the 4 ropes in your hand. But then you tie it the exact same way. Careful to go over both the ropes. All right, this is the one knot in sapper school that can have twists. Okay, so it's up here, it's between my chin and my brim when it's hooked onto here. All right, this extra rope, you need to exercise rope discipline, rope management. There's no specific way to do that. I like kind of doing a method that's similar to how we stack our ropes when we are carrying them. Again, no specific way is necessary, just as long as it's not going crazy here. And that still looks like shit. All right. Okay, still doesn't look great, but probably still a go. All right. Bring this down so you have a little bit more to work with, and then we're gonna work on our second rope here. Same thing, you're gonna do a double figure eight. Make sure I'm free of twists. Bend the ends away from the standing and running ends. And this is going below your other knot that you just tied. Fortunately, I have long thumbs, so that ended up working out. People with shorter thumbs might not work. In fact, I'm just going to adjust it a little bit, make it a little bit closer. There we go. Okay? So there you have your middle of the rope Prusik. All right, now after that, a minimum of 12 inches away, you can kind of eyeball this, but a minimum of 12 inches away, you need to tie a double overhand knot. And this knot has to be flat, which basically means don't have it twisted. All right, so that's 12 inches from there. 12 inches from there, you do it again.
You said it's a minimum of 12 inches. Is there a maximum?
No, but you do need a minimum of 3 flat overhand knots. So if you go too much farther, you're going to run out of room.
These are for your foot stirrups, and it's used, the 3 is for 3 different measurements. If you're taller, you're probably going to use a different measurement for, you know, middle, average height people, and then shorter people. That's why the 3 are there.
So your ending position will be something like this with your hands on your ACH. Your foot might be in the stirrup, might not be. Listen at Sapper, it's not too important. You guys will get that. But this will be your ending position. So do I have any questions on tying this? Yes.
So the time limit on tying all those?
5 minutes.
5 minutes?
5 minutes, not including the Swiss seat. So
Swiss
once the
seat's 1 minute?
Swiss seat's already tied, 90 seconds. Once the Swiss seat's already tied, it will be 5 minutes to do the 7mm knots that we did.
So once you're evaluated on the Swiss seat, you don't have a time limit to put it on. You just put it on and head to the bottom of the cliff. All right, you're only going to get evaluated on your Swiss seat during RMPI.
Roger. Okay. Any other questions on tying? Okay. So now we'll give you all a chance to do that later. But first, I want to go into how to actually climb. Again, you won't actually be tested or timed on the climb, but you want to be efficient with it because then you're utilizing less energy. All right, so as we know, this is a movable rope on a fixed rope. All right, it gets fixed once you apply tension to it. And that's the key to climbing up the fixed rope. All right, to make it movable again, you remove the tension, and if it still needs a little bit of encouragement, you can move the locking bar, and then it'll slide more easily. But typically, you won't need to move the locking bar. Sometimes it gets stuck and you'll need to, but usually just removing the tension is enough to bring it up and down. All right, so you put your foot in the stirrup, and you're gonna, again, utilize whichever stirrup is comfortable for you. It doesn't matter. And you want to utilize as much lower body as you can and as little upper body as you can, because your lower body is stronger than your upper body. And you will take turns alternating which Prusik has tension and which Prusik is moving. All right, so first off, I'm going to step on it. So now I got tension on the bottom one. I move the top Prusik up. Now I lean back. All the tension is in the top one. I move the bottom one up. Notice my foot does not come out of the stirrup. All right, now I step up with my leg, utilizing as little upper body as I can. Slide up with my top. Switch my weight. Unlock, slide up, apply weight, stand up, unlock, slide up, and back, and you repeat all the way to the top of the cliff. Okay, and then coming down, you're not gonna have to worry about this in sapper school. You're gonna have to worry about it today. So coming down can be tricky with your spacing. Be careful of how far down you go. You don't wanna outrun your coverage. Meaning you want there to be enough space so you can get up and actually remove tension from the top knot, while still reaching the bottom knot when you come down. Uh-oh, outran it. So now I can switch feet. So I'm in a different stirrup. Come on down. Question?
At some schools, is it okay to switch feet and stirrup as long as you have one in the stirrup to hold on?
Yeah. Okay.
Practice good.
All right. So I want you guys to break into groups.